can't tell you. I can't.
Also, when he's off on his good day, but that's it.
You know, but when he first came in and he was young, dynamic, he was signing all these youngsters, these great, and they turned into great players for Arsenal.
Yeah, it's true.
Great players. And when's the last time he brought a youngster in?
Like a Nelco or something like that,
yeah.
I wonder what's changed in his
life.
Something's
Something's changed behind the scenes. Whether he's lost a scout or whether he's
personal life, could be anything. Could be anything.
We just don't know. But all I see is the fact that he is not signed good. I mean, Shaq. How are you going to win the title with Xhaka in your team, in your midfield?
No, and that's what I mean by when I say I feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for his legacy because he's been absolutely ruined in social media, on TV by ex-players, ex-managers. And I just think to myself...
But that'll be forgotten in the midst of time and he'll be remembered as, a great manager who won.
No, but do you know what?
Yeah. I'm not sure
you're only as good as your last game. In football world, you're only as good as your last game. People don't...
Yeah. They'll remember that what's the last time he won the title.
Yeah, that's it.
This was a long...
Oh, yeah, he played some nice football, but we never won a title for 10, 15 years. That was it. So for me, I think on that fact, Ledge, it would be great if someone could put their arm around him upstairs and say, listen, we're not pushing you, but we're asking you to... have a serious think about your situation.
He's got to be pushed now.
And that's what it is.
He's not going to do it on his own accord. He's got to be pushed. Has to be.
And it's just sad seeing this figure on the bench. Don't know whether to zip up his coat. Don't know whether to pick up a drink. Don't know whether to pick up a stick and
he's
break
shaking
it.
Sometimes.
And it is such a sad thing to watch from such a great manager and someone that's been fantastic for football. And I don't think he should go out like that. Listen, who are we to tell him what he can and what he can't do because he's done it at the highest level.
He can't just keep going, can he? I mean, he's not gonna get there because he's
getting younger.
What he's up against.
Age gets us all in the end.
Comes to us all in the end.
You're going to Ash. Eventually, it'll come to you.
It'll come really quickly, probably.
You're all right. You're still looking good, aren't you?
Yeah, but it'll just come over
like
that. One
Next
overnight.
week,
Yeah,
Father
Ash's
time.
looking old.
Yeah.
Let's get rid of Ash. He's looking old.
Yeah.
But okay, let's go across the road, North London. Something that I've been going on about, and I know you and I have had a few chats about this, Ledge, and you kind of feel differently about it. But Toby Alderweireld at Spurs, a rumour has it that he's not signing his new deal, or he's not signing the contract they've offered him because he believes he's been one of the best centre-backs at Spurs for sure, and around the Premier League for the last couple of years. So he's basically now saying, well, that contract offer you give me is not good enough. I want better.
But is he saying that because he wants a better contract, or is he saying that because he's been tapped up and wants to move?
Well, the thing is, I think either way he's going to get paid.
No, yeah. But,
so I think he would want a better contract.
The way that Spurs
at Spurs
have got to look at it is actually, does he really want to be here, or has he been tapped and wants to go? So there's no point in us. This is what we think he's worth. So I get where Spurs. Listen, I think he's a great player, and he's doing brilliant for Spurs. But if he's been tapped and wants to go, then you have to let him go because he won't. Just saying there with Arsenal players, if he doesn't want to be there, he might say, right, I'm going to ask bloody Spurs for 150 grand a week, and then Spurs might go, okay, we'll give it you, and then he's got his money, but he's still not happy because he don't really want to be there because he's been tapped up by Barcelona or Real Madrid, and he wants to be there really. So, I see both sides of the thing. If he wants to play for Spurs, then they can sort of contract that for him.
Yeah, and I think he's
got to be honest to say, listen, I want to stay here, or this is just because I want to.
But yourself, his performances has not dipped before he got injured, and he came back. I think he had a little run out in the FA Cup. But he came back in one game, and he's obviously not been seen again. Still in that rehabilitation phase, but his attitude has not changed, and I just think Spurs are gonna find themselves in a little bit of a conundrum in terms of being able to keep a hold of their best players like your Carl Walkers, etc.
Yeah, but I don't mind you losing your best players, but for a lot of money, if you've got a good scouting system that brings you better ones in, or brings you ones in that potentially can be as good as them, and that's football. That's
the trick.
You have to. Every club or every manager has to weigh up. Right, this is what I think he's worth. This is what I think I would pay him.
Sure.
Right, and if they think, like what it's like in football, if things go above that and they go ridiculous because Neymar's getting £500,000. Well, they got to say, listen.
Well, Harry Kane, he might be off to Real Madrid because they don't like Bale anymore, do they? So it's like they ripped him off for Bale, didn't they? They're having a laugh with their 80 million
they did,
quid.
Yeah, that was a great signing.
Yeah,
great signing. But I just think you just got. Listen, Daniel Levy's done a good job.
He's done a great job.
I think the only thing they have to do is keep Harry Kane. Everything else fits around Harry Kane, in my opinion. I don't care if you lose Alderweireld, I don't care if you lose
Ericsson.
Denny Alley, I don't care if you lose Ericsson, long as you keep Harry Kane.
But then does Harry Kane become the player that he is because he doesn't have that service and he doesn't have them quality players around
if
him?
you've got Harry Kane and he's happy to be at the club as long as they're challenging, then you buy players to complement Harry Kane. Because one person you cannot replace is Harry Kane.
So basically, you'd buy the same players they've got now because that's what complements Harry Kane, isn't it?
You will look to get a newer version of what you got already in the club.
Yeah.
You know, but then again, with the newer versions, they're going to say, "Well, I'm a top player. I'm coming. I'm going to want top money."
Yeah.
And Tottenham don't do that.
They'll get good money. They get top money, but they won't get what Harry Kane's getting. Because nobody will.
Yeah.
No one gets what Messi's on at Barcelona. No one gets what Ronaldo's on at Real. That's just life.
Yeah.
This is not where this PC world where everyone earns the same amount of money.
Yeah. But would that not cause a little bit of discontent?
I'd do the same as Alan Shearer. That'd be great. But I wish they should do that in football. Everyone gets the same amount.
Yeah, as a top earner.
Exactly,
Can you imagine that?
Imagine that. Yeah. God. Whoever comes in, that's the top earner. And that's what everyone should get.
Well, it would just be they'd earn less.
You'd have been super loaded.
It'd been great then. I wouldn't be doing this. I'll tell you that.
Yes, you would.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes,
I love it.
But so we look at Chelsea, Man City, Chelsea, and it was so reminiscent. It was like watching Chelsea play against Man City the other week at the Etihad. Let me ask you, Ledge, is City that far ahead of everybody else?
I think people are scared of City. That's what it is. I
think Conte came out and said that.
I think they've got this thing where actually, if we go and play them, we could get battered here.
Yeah.
And I think they're scared, but the problem is you can't play if you've got Hazard and
Willian,
Pedro. You can't play defensively.
No, they're not defensive players.
They're terrible. I'm a better defensive player than Hazard.
Ashes.
Yeah, exactly.
Even Zane is.
So you have to play to your strengths. And if you get beat 4 or 5, so be it. But at least you've gone out and
give it.
I watched Newcastle go to Liverpool. Newcastle are happy with 2-0. They're happy to get beat 2-0 and not get beat 5 or 6, and their goal difference stays at 2-0.
Do you remember Man United?
You have to go on attack team. You have to. You get beat, you get beat.
The Man United in the old days when they were good, it was like they'd already won in the tunnel, on the way out. You could see it. It's like that now. Man City, it's switched over.
Yes. You think, if we don't, and then you get teams going to, like they used to in Old Trafford. And you get teams going now to play against Man City and think, if we can get away with 1-0 here or 2-0 or 3-0, we're done all right, really.
Yeah.
That's no way to play football. There's no point in sitting back against Man City because eventually they'll break you down. They'll score the first.
They're that good.
Attack is the best form of defence.
And I think you look at the cup final. Going back to that, they were streets ahead of Arsenal.
Yeah.
Physically, mentally, they were streets ahead. Back on Thursday in the Premier League, same again.
You know what amazes me? But physically, they're not.
They're not massive
because they're not all.
Vincent Kompany. They're not built like that. No.
But by far,
Otamendi's not a big boy.
No, but most of their players are below average of what you see as a Premier League player these days. With big, massive.
That's why they can run around quickly, like little scurrying around, like little lapdogs.
They can get around the pitch. They all move in different positions.
You can't catch them. You can't catch them. They've scored a goal.
So they're physically not bigger than anybody else, which is unusual, really, because. So usually the old physical teams
that bully people.
Football's changed, though, isn't it? The whole.
Well, I don't think. I think it's only them. I think it's.
But they've shown
Barcelona were the same, if I remember.
They've shown
that was exactly the same.
Barcelona, he just got. I mean, I think it's great for football because I think a lot of teams, and you'll know it, bringing kids through.
Yeah.
They go for these big, huge guys.
Massive. Oh my God! If you're not 6'5", it's not going to work for you, son.
But look at Man City.
Yeah. Look at Barcelona. Their biggest players.
Look at Messi.
Best player in the world is Messi.
And Maradona. And look at him. He was like 4'6".
Exactly. So I think it's good. I think it's good for.
I think it's great for football. And you look at there was one phase of play in that game. Ledge. You had Silva, and Silva had the ball, and then young left back that came in for City. I can't remember his name. It's like Kevin De Bruyne and Mark II.
Oh right, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I thought it was De Bruyne.
Is he a Russian lad? Is he a Russian kid?
I can't remember.
But he's fantastic anyway. And him and David Silva was just doing keep ball, and you got Fabregas just sitting there looking at him like, oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Back in the day, he would have been in row Z. Have some of that. If we're going to lose, you're not going to take the piss out of me. And I think that's what's come out of the game.
Yeah, but I think Fabregas is thinking, hang on, if they keep it for 10 minutes, that's another 10 minutes gone. We ain't let go.
And I'm going to relax for 10 minutes. And I couldn't believe it. I was watching this game, Ash, and I'm sitting there thinking, smash him. Not even smash him, but just get the ball, go and do something, put them under some sort of pressure. And I think they're teams now are so scared of City. and their brand and their style of football. Yeah. It's like you said, they're not physical.
Intimidated.
No.
But it's almost like if a boxer was in the ring.
They'll make a fool of them, and they don't want to be made a fool of as well.
Yeah, they don't want to be made. You don't want to dive in.
Yeah.
But it was just a case of, there was almost like, as they say in boxing, Ricky would back this up, like there was punch drunk, there was pass drunk. There's like, the Chelsea boys were just looking, I'm like, wow, it's like an exhibition game. And I think Gary Neville again pointed it out that was appalling and all the words of encouragement for the Chelsea lads as well.
Yeah, but I think if you're going to go at Man City and you're going to go all the players they've got, I wouldn't mind if Conte would have changed his players and put a load of defenders in. Yeah. But he didn't. He kept the same players.
It's stupid, isn't it?
And they're not good defenders.
Yeah. So where does he go from here then, Ledge? Manager?
Yeah, probably to Italy. Probably.
Do you reckon he'll get the Juventus job? Yeah, probably. I reckon he's got it already.
Well, it just seems he's waiting to be sacked, really, doesn't it? I want to get paid off, so I'm waiting to be sacked because they're not giving him the money that.
Is he talking
wants.
himself into that?
Well, yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think he's clever. I don't think he's no fool, Conte.
No, and he seems a very strong character.
I think he's goading Abramovich to say, right, he's saying in the window, we didn't get any players, we're not getting the players I want. And
well, wait a minute, he had 2 6 foot plus centre forwards on the bench against City. He didn't bring them on until after the 70th, 80th minute.
Well, again, he's just looking to get sacked. I don't think anybody wants to be battered. I think there's just seems to me that the managers have got these massive egos.
Yeah.
And if they get battered 6 or 7, it's a huge dent against their ego. Well, listen, tough, it happens. Look, got more chance of actually getting a result that way than you have them sitting back and still get beaten 3 or 4. What's the difference?
Exactly.
What's the difference?
Yeah.
I don't see any difference. But at least your fans can see, hang on, and the players. Hazard was having a moan up. You might as well, if you got Hazard, you got Willian, you got Pedro. Yeah. At least you've got players that can attack and play well.
And you might get a point. You might get 3.
Listen, they're beatable. They got beaten in the FA Cup. Yeah. They're beatable. Yeah. You can beat them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They have to be having a bit of some of the players have to be having
really
off day. And your players have to be playing well. But Chelsea got players that can do that. So,
and that's what I was surprised about. Chelsea's got players that will compete. They're champions, but they went there like some sort of second-class citizens that was just happy to be there. And that's what I couldn't believe.
That's either the way the managers set them up, which by what Hazard's been saying, obviously he wasn't happy the way they were set up. But the players must. I never went into a game thinking we're going to get beat here.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, but they probably feel.
Because even if I thought that, I wouldn't go on the pitch saying we're beat.
No, that's right, because it's contagious.
Because
isn't
it's 11 players with 11 players.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Some of the players might be better.
Not
all of their players will be better than ours. And not all Man City's players were better than Chelsea's because they got Hazard.
Top player.
Top
He walks into any club.
Aspilicueta at the back, he's been brilliant all season. So they've got some players that are, like Willian, I think is one of the best players in the Premier League. I genuinely think he's one of the best in the Premier League. Yeah. I think again any team. So they've got players that are as good as Man City's players.
So they're just not being utilised properly.
No, obviously not.
Well, they think the manager's heart's not in it, so their heart's not in it.
Yeah, I just don't. Maybe they're questioning what his tactics are. Maybe they're questioning that. Now.
Again, another thing which is a telltale sign as well. Conte is renowned for literally kicking every single ball for his team, up and down the touchline. He didn't do none of that. He just looked like a beaten guy, and which was very surprising. Again, he kind of had the touches of the Arsene Wenger about him at City.
Well, again, maybe he's just getting downbeat about what their players have got. They signed Giroud for 18 million for 18 months. I'm not a great mathematician. That's £1 million a month. Just to have Giroud plus his wages.
That'll be all right for you, won't it? Get you back on. Yeah. Get you back in the game.
I might dust me old Pumas off.
Oh, Pumas!
Get me Puma Kings out.
Puma Kings, legendary.
Puma Kings out for £1 million a month.
Legendary. I do that for flipping £1,000 a month.
Not wrong.
Right, and another thing I wanted to bring up as well. Jamie Carragher said in his post-match interview.
Can you do Jamie Carragher?
He's like that, isn't he, Jamie Carragher?
He's in the building. Not
Carragher. What did he say?
No, he's basically said. Do you know what's weird? I was just about to copy that accent.
No, don't try.
No, I ain't gonna embarrass
myself. Away from that.
Is that more like Gerrard though?
Well, that's just Scouser, isn't it? Really?
General Scouser.
Yeah. Anything, but after the Burnley beat Everton 2-1, and Ashley Williams got sent off, Jamie Carragher, in his post-match analyst, said that Ashley Williams probably got himself sent off on purpose. Now, my question to you, Ledge, playing at the highest level and playing for your club and being the captain, because he had the armband, he was captain that day. Yeah. Do you sit there and say to yourself, I'm going to go and get myself sent off?
For Christmas you do that, don't you?
For Christmas, and
That's just a rumour.
Yeah.
Allegedly, yeah.
Allegedly.
You know
I listen.
Or did Jamie Carragher overstep the mark?
Is,
you know,
is
there's a G code here, and he's just gone too far.
See, it's different when we were playing. So if again, like you're saying, if they were taking the piss out of you, and you went and smashed someone and got sent off, then it's sort of like it's.
Yeah, well done.
I've seen that happen, but I don't think I've ever seen somebody say, "Well, we're getting beaten. We deliberately get myself sent off, so I ain't got to take any more of this shit."
And it's Burnley.
I maybe Jamie Carragher's playing different teams to me, but I've seen people getting beaten and people getting pissed off, and they go and fly at somebody to.
Yeah, Dennis Wise was quite good for that.
Don't take the piss out of us, basically. You know, like, but you would get sent off for that.
But do you think Carragher's out of order for saying that? And does that damage Ashley Williams' reputation?
Well, it's certainly. Listen, if Jamie Carragher's saying it and he's saying it on telly, then and a lot of people will
it's going out to millions, isn't it?
Yeah, well, exactly. So, maybe you shouldn't meet Ashley Williams on a night out in Liverpool.
No, he doesn't want to do that.
I would quite fancy Ashley Williams to smack him all over.
I remember Adrian Durham on Talk Sport. It was Carragher had done something, got sent off or something in a tackle, and Durham called him a bottler. And Carragher was listening and called in and goes, "Don't you call me a bottler?" You know. And,
really?
So he doesn't like that.
No,
he'd be one of the ones that if you were taking the piss out of him,
he would look to smash
you.
you.
He would look to smash you and fly at you. But I can't believe that somebody would sort of like just say, "Well, I want to get sent off here because I'm not playing well. We're getting beat." I think that's just.
No, when I heard it didn't sit right with me, and I just thought it was something that, for me, you've been the next player. You know, all right, you support Everton, but you've been the next player first. And why would a player intentionally want to get himself sent off when he's the captain and he's one of the?
Do you get
fined? I mean, to be fair, I've seen some players having absolute nightmares, and they should have got themselves sent off.
Yeah, I saw that on Thursday night, mate.
Do you get fined by your club when you read red card?
Well, it depends how it goes down. I think Rob will tell you. Loads will tell you
it's not your fault. Then
if you're up against it and someone's taking a piss and you go and let him know you're here, then I don't think the gaffer will come down on you too hard. But if you do it stupidly, then I think you deserve your 2 weeks.
Right, 2 weeks.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. 2 weeks is maximum, yeah.
But so just the last bit on Ashley Williams' situation. Where does he go? What effect does that have on his career going forward from there?
It depends on him, really. It depends on Harry when he gets back in the team. If he gets back in the team, how he plays. I mean, I've always thought he's an honest.
Yeah,
player, done brilliant. Always gives his all. But so I wouldn't say. I'm a bit surprised at what Jamie said there. I didn't see it, and I don't know. I'm just going by what you've said to me, but he's always seen me as a player that
he was 100%,
a leader, and he sort of like he'd give everything and he'd give all, and so listen, people get sent off, and people if he comes in and Everton win the next 3 or 4 games, and he plays brilliantly, then. No one to say another word again. He'll say a few words to Jamie Carragher.
Probably. He'll have a little go back. Your mate Pardew is up against it.
No, they're finished. They're history. Don't care what you say. They're gone. They look. Oh. Him saying, we didn't deserve that. He says it every week.
Yeah, and you're
getting beat every week.
Yeah, we play better.
Look like you're gonna,
But he looks like a beaten guy as well, because he's normally, as you know him very well.
Well, I think he is. I think because he's probably gone in. Done all the things that he's done before at other clubs, organised. He's a good organiser. He'll come in and organise and.
He organised you pretty well, didn't he?
Well, he got rid of me. Good organising that was.
Best bit of coaching he's ever done.
He will do that, and obviously it's worked when he's gone in, and he's probably at a loss now, thinking, why is this not working? Oh. Why are we? The problem is massively scoring goals. Always has been for West Brom. And they still can't score goals, and they signed Daniel Sturridge. Yeah, but again, that was a huge gamble. I mean, I was one of the guys that blimey, you've got Daniel Sturridge, you've done brilliant getting him, but that's your gamble.
That was your gamble.
That's your gamble. If he gets injured,
you
know what I mean.
And he doesn't.
I thought he'd done brilliant getting because Newcastle wanted him, and
there's a lot of teams.
Everybody went, wow, that's a great coup in getting him. So he's managed to get him, but your gamble is, can I keep him fit?
And time's not on his side.
No, and he can't.
Time's not on his. So would you say he's got this weekend? He's done.
I think he's done already. I think he's gone. I think West Brom are down. That's just my opinion. I just think they're gone.
So if they're
they
down,
don't look like you normally have a little revival and normally have
especially with a new manager coming in.
Yeah, but they haven't had that.
No.
I don't think he's
cheery.
Has he won any game? I think he might have won one game.
One game since he's been there.
So that's not good, and I don't think their running's great either. So I think they got. If I remember rightly, the next 3 or 4 games they got teams round them.
Yeah.
Not easy games. They got teams around them. Then after that, they got all the big boys.
They're going down.
They got all the big boys. Yeah.
They're going down.
Last game of the season.
Villa going up.
Villa going
West Brom
out.
coming
So
down.
it's all.
How do you feel about that, Ash?
I feel very good about that.
Yeah.
West Brom going
Playoffs
down and Villa
or
going
straight
up.
up?
Straight up.
Good question.
You think so?
Yeah,
Fulham
straight up.
look good.
Fulham look good.
Well, they were better than us the other day. I went to that match,
look like they can get
but
through.
we didn't have,
Fulham are
a
on
couple of creative
on a
players.
huge role,
missing.
Fulham.
But I mean, we had a great result, didn't we? I mean, it was Sunderland, wasn't it? But it was still.
Yeah.
we've had a
The
great
boy
run.
at Fulham, is it Craney? Is it Craney? The boy at Fulham, playmaker.
Oh yeah, good player.
They were good. They're
Tom
good Fulham. Yeah.
Tom Craney, is it?
Tom Kearney.
Tom Kearney,
Yes,
very
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Brilliant.
it's Sessegnon, some young player in, by the way.
Well, he's just getting better and
yeah,
better. He's now moved a little bit
They'll,
further up the field.
lose him in the summer.
They have to, don't
They'll
they?
get-
I think they'll lose both of them.
They'll get 30-40 million for him.
Well, do you know what? If you look at it like that, Legend, they can get 80 million from 2 young
I don't think
players.
they get it for. I don't think they get it for Kearney.
But West Ham came in for him, or was it your firm came in for him?
Yeah,
in the
we
summer
came.
as well?
Yeah, we swapped for Gow. I think it was. So that would have been 15 million. I think 15 million for Kearney, maybe 20 million. But I think for how young Sessegnon is and how
17, 18.
Yeah, 17, 18. How good he looks and
It looks like he's been here
goals
before,
he's
doesn't he?
scoring. Yeah, I think.
And I like the boy Fredericks for them as well.
They got some really, and Mitrovic's gone there and done
Well,
unbelievably
I
well.
was about to ask you about that, Ledge. What's happened? He's gone there and he's looking like the player that everyone was speaking about before he got to Newcastle.
I know. It's been unbelievable, and he just puts.
It's a funny old game, that's what happens,
Is
isn't
he
it?
It is a
enjoying
funny
himself?
game.
Does he like London?
But I mean,
Everyone likes London.
Does he love London? I mean,
what's going to happen?
Does he
though?
love the manager?
These
You know what I
players,
mean?
when they get in the Premier, I mean, any of these teams, what have you got to change? Because you can't change it too much, the team, because you want to keep it the same. But you got to,
No, but you got to strengthen.
You've got to really strengthen
and
it.
on Mitrovic as well. Again, just what you're saying there. Actually, is he's playing the Championship.
Yeah, levels.
He ain't playing the Premier League.
So there's levels to it.
step
So
up, big
maybe
step up.
that's his level. I don't know because he hasn't scored loads of goals in the Premier League, but
Yeah.
he's scoring
Yeah,
week
yeah.
in, week out,
And he looks a player.
and he looks a player. But is the step up too far for him?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Interesting.
And is the ground too big for
We
him?
could all bang him in
Well-
the Championship, you know what I mean? But this is a whole nother level.
Well, exactly. Yeah.
And the pressures and the demands of being the Newcastle number 9.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's too
And
too
with all
much.
due respect, he's playing in front of what 15, 18,000.
Yeah,
He's playing in front of 52, and
there you go.
Yeah.
So the pressures are different, and I think
or it just might be the fact that he's playing there for a manager he likes.
yeah.
He's playing the way that suits him.
But
football-wise.
did he have any issues with Rafa the Gaffer?
Not that I knew of. Not that.
Was there any rumbles of that?
No, just whenever I saw him, he just seemed to be more interested in fighting people and getting sent off, rather than scoring goals.
Yeah.
And people forget he's only still young.
Yeah, he's not very old.
He's
He's
23.
yeah.
Is he 23? So or maybe just he's found his place where he's comfortable at. I don't know. Time will tell. Time will tell. If he goes to Fulham and they go up and they sign him and he plays in the Premier League and he scores in the Premier League,
Yeah.
then it's obviously you got to say, well, it's who he was playing for and team he's playing for now. If he goes back to Premier League with Fulham and can't score again, then he can't really score in the Premier League.
So in terms of your old club, Mitrovic's parent club, your club, home for 10 years, you lost 2-0 to Liverpool.
Yeah, and quite happy with a 2-0. I think
You quite happy with that, Ledge?
I wasn't, but I think the team are. I think they got a good goal difference, and I just looked like the way they played. I watched it. It looks like they were quite happy to just get beat. They don't care if they got beat 1 or 2-0, but they got beat.
Yeah.
And it just seemed they were quite happy with that.
Did they have a go?
No.
So they just basically came part of the bus,
Yeah.
break us down.
Yeah. Why? I don't. You know what I mean?
If you're going to go down, at least go down fighting.
Well, they're obviously they're trying to preserve their
Goal difference.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It could go down
That's
to
what-
goal.
that's what it
There's
is.
so many teams involved in it now. Bar West Brom, who I said I think are down. It's any 2 from probably 8 teams after that.
Really?
West Ham are getting dragged in. They had an awful result against
Another one
Swansea.
of your old clubs. I mean, there was some footage on social media doing the rounds, and a few West Ham faithfuls weren't happy, and they went to Gold and gave him loads, and it was quite sad to hear. But
I just don't think they're happy with the. they're blaming the board, they're blaming Karen Brady, and
fair enough.
Well, listen. In January, normally, if you're down there, you try and spend some money to make yourself a better team.
Yeah.
West Ham weakened themselves.
Yeah.
They got rid of
IU.
Yeah. And they brought in a guy from Preston.
I mean,
who scored 6 goals for 10
How does that
million
even make sense, Ledge?
And
the amount of money
they're not even playing him.
How does that make sense?
The amount of money they're saving with, ripping off us, the people, with us paying for the nets and the electricity and everything at the ground.
But you're right, though.
Millions, and the great stadium. They've got an opportunity.
But when you put it like
as a London team with a great stadium, they've got an opportunity for the world to become a world power, club.
But when you put it like that, Ash, okay, and you kind of go back to that footage that we just spoke about, the fans have got a point, haven't they? They have got a point. Maybe the way they articulated themselves, like in the Arsene Wenger situation.
That's how they do it, though. Football
that's how
fans,
they do it. They
isn't
just have to defend.
They're not, they're not subtle, are they?
No, they're not subtle.
No,
never have been. Never.
And
will
I think I was listening to no, exactly. I was listening to was it Sullivan? Sullivan's response, and he was saying, was it Gold? Sorry, and he was basically saying, well, I'm an old man, and this, that, and the other. We're trying to do this, and we're trying to do that, and it wasn't anything substantial behind his message to the fans or to the irate fans, a group of guys.
What's an old man? Did he say I'm an old man?
Yeah.
What's that got to do with it?
I don't know. And that's the first
he
thing
should retire then if he's saying he's old.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Listen, again, it's fans look at do the board, back the manager with
clearly
money,
not.
and they didn't in January.
No.
Whether they don't trust the manager.
Or do they
that's
think
the
he's going to be
massive
there
problem.
long enough?
Well, exactly. So they don't trust his opinion, or they're thinking, well, if he keeps us up, he's going to go, which is always been in the press a month or so ago. So even if David Moyes keeps him up, he's not staying there. So why would you give David Moyes £40 million to keep you up?
Yeah.
So that's the way. Again, I think they're very similar to Newcastle, where they thought, well, we'll take a chance here.
Yeah.
I think there's teams worse than us. We'll get away with this.
Maybe we get Carroll
somebody
fit.
in and we'll go again next year.
But can you afford to take such a big gamble? Because like you said, you got rid of Jordan Ayew and you bought, was it Jordan? I was there. Ayew. And you bring in this lad from Preston. Don't give him any minutes now. Is he better than him? No, he's not. Therefore, it doesn't make sense all round.
Ayew was poor for West Ham.
But he's a better player than him.
He's a better player. So if you're going to get rid of him, I had no problem with Ayew going back to Swansea. But replace him.
Yeah.
Replace him with somebody who can, I just
something.
think Newcastle and West Ham, they seem to be out of it, and then they lose a couple and they're being dragged back into it again. Yeah. And
I mean 4-1 Ledge
against Swansea, which is one of your rivals as well.
4-1. And Ayew goes and
gets a goal as well. Yeah, well done.
That's a sort of season-changing match.
Of course it is. That's a old school 6-pointer, isn't it?
Well, yeah. At least sell him to Swansea. Say, yeah, swell it to you.
But you can't play him against these games coming up. But that's what they used to do before.
Can you do that? Can you do that in a contract?
On
loan. You can't do that when you go for.
Yeah.
You can't do it when you go. I'll just look at that situation and West Ham are they're not safe. Nowhere near it, are they?
No, not anymore. And again with Newcastle, I said Newcastle beat Man United at home. I thought, well, they're going to kick on now. So Newcastle got a huge game against Southampton at St James's Park on Saturday. Yeah. And I think that's a season definer. That is, if they win it, I think they'll be okay. If they get beat, I think it's going to be a tough run-in for Newcastle.
Palace 2-0 up
again. Another team. You think they're out of it. You think they're gone. You think sort of like they're back in. Like, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden they get,
what you call it?
2-0
water down a plug hole. Isn't it? Sucked them back into the.
And then all of a sudden they're back in it again. I would have said, Roy Hodgson's done a great job.
Yeah.
Fantastic job.
It looks like the job's taking its toll on him, though, Ledge, doesn't he?
Well, I think he looked like that before he got it. I mean, yes, because they were so far behind, and he's done brilliant. And you think they've pulled out of it.
Yeah.
There's no doubt they miss Zaha massively.
Oh, massively.
Massively. Benteke's been poor again all season. I mean, dreadful.
But it just goes to show how much of, a player Zaha is to Palace. Everything's built on him.
Yeah.
And when he's not there, they miss that
look
spark.
At his record when he's not there. I don't think they've won a game.
No. And again, you got Loftus-Cheek that's not been in there as well.
That was like Villa with Benteke when we lost him, we went down.
Yeah.
He was the only thing that kept us up a couple of seasons.
Now he's dragging everyone down.
And now he's bringing them all down with us. Yeah.
Now he's dragging everyone down. So Palace looked like they was on the way to getting a really good few points, then
It
Jose
just seems to be that as I said, there's about 8 clubs that they think you think they're out of it. I mean, you think Swansea are out of it now.
Yeah.
I thought they were definitely gone 6 games ago. Now you think, they're out of it.
Yeah.
And Watford were the same. Watford were in. And they've had a couple of good results.
Yeah.
But again, if they lose the next couple, then they're back.
Then they're back in it
It's
again.
so close
in it.
between mid-table and the bottom.
Well,
It's
it can't be
ridiculous.
more than
So
5
even
or 6
Everton,
points.
even Everton.
Yeah.
Everton, I think, like Sam, I don't think he's won 1 in 10 or something.
Yeah. Does
And you
Stam
thought
stay next
80
season for you?
Well, I don't think the fans are very happy with him by the way he plays, and nobody ever is. But what Sam does, he keeps you up.
And once that was his remit.
That was his remit to keep him up. So, but it's whether the club now want to push on. They went with Koeman at the start of the season. Of how this Dutch way of playing football, and he's always played good football. They went with that, and it didn't work for him. So they had to bring Sam in to try and save him. And if he saves him, he's done his job.
Yeah.
So
who's next?
Well, that's the thing. Who will they replace him with? Because then they're taking a chance again. If you get it wrong again, we can't bring Sam back again. To save us.
And would he go back?
But they've got to be careful because they're getting dragged into it.
Yeah, they're getting sucked in.
And you thought, like after Sam's first 8 games, I think.
But that's that impact you spoke about.
Yeah.
And which is what.
It's lucky they had that, because if they hadn't have had that, they'd have been, they'd have been down there. But they spent, they spent a lot of money.
Loads of money.
And maybe they become complacent and go, we're out of it now, we're safe.
Because of the players that they've brought in.
But I don't think Sam would allow you to do that. What Sam's very good at, and they just seem to be letting goals in, which
when he's
teams
interviewed,
don't usually do that.
He says they're not doing what I told them, I'm not doing what
Yeah, but I mean, as a manager, you can't come out and say they're not doing as what I told them.
But if that's what's happened...
If you want to put the deflection on somebody else, you do,
Yeah, of course. you know what I
Some
mean?
managers do that, yeah.
But if that's what's happened, if I've sold them to do that and they weren't doing it, so that's why they've lost, and it's having to go at the team. I mean, maybe it shouldn't be.
That's not saying, I told you not to let a goal in.
Yeah. It happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's saying, I told you if you did
purpose.
this, you wouldn't let a goal in, and you didn't do that, so you let the goal in.
I just think if I
was manager, my interview would be, I've told him not to let a goal in. I've told him to score.
To score goal.
So if that don't happen,
more
ain't
than
my
ever.
fault.
Ain't my fault. I'm working on it all week.
I've told them what to do.
And if they do let them in, make sure they score one more than what they've let in. Yeah.
And I just looked at Sam and I thought that was the first time I seen Sam really crack under pressure like that.
Yeah.
Like he just looked like, I've had enough, guys. You know what I mean? I don't really want to be here anymore. And he's got this look about him that he's just got this right bothered face on, isn't he?
Well,
That's just his face.
I think that's
just the way he looks.
Sam knows if he loses his job, he'll get paid up.
Oh, he's in a win-win, isn't he?
And he knows that if a team next season he'll have a nice holiday, and if a team starts struggling, he'll get in.
He's probably already getting paid from about 5 clubs still anyway.
Probably still getting paid from
And England and all that.
Do you know what I mean? So where's Man United? Lukaku back on the score sheet again. Matic scored a fantastic winner for them against Palace. As Jose is finishing second, the best that they can ask for right now.
Yeah, they're 18 points behind, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they'd be happy to finish second. Look, get in the top 4. I think there's. You're right there. You're right there.
My pacemaker. Come off my belt.
Yeah, I think that there is. That's as good as they can get. If they finish second, they'll be.
Is that good enough for Manchester United?
Well, I think for this season it is. I think for this season it's good enough because Man City have run away with it and they can see that.
And are they still in that transitional period as well?
Yes, yeah. They're not
going to win next year, Man United. They're not going to be in title race next year either.
You just don't know. I genuinely don't know their best team.
No, I don't think Jose does.
I don't think he knows his best team.
Does Lingard get your best team?
You look at Manchester City, you could pick their best team.
Easy.
Week in, week out.
Yeah.
And I think that's the qualities of a team.
Strong team.
When if you ask 10 people, 9 of them will pick that team.
Yeah.
You got Man United. If you ask 10 of their fans, I don't think half of them will get it.
Yeah.
In fact, you can almost predict next season that Man City will win that because they're that much ahead of it for the rest of the game. Maybe Liverpool could possibly, but I don't.
Yeah, but then you look at it.
They're on the way up.
You look at it. You know, the boy Silva, Bernardo Silva's come in. He's fit straight in.
Yeah.
He's got a fantastic goal against Arsenal. He scored again, the winner against Chelsea. The young left back that's come in, it looks like he's been there for the last 5 years.
It's this thing of people, square pegs and round holes.
Yeah.
Pep Guardiola's got round pegs and round holes.
Yeah.
So if someone comes in, he knows exactly what he's doing. You look at Man United, they've got Pogba, they haven't got a clue where to play him. No. They're paid 90 million quid
and they're trying to force it.
And they don't know where to play him.
Yeah.
They do not know where to play him best.
Yeah.
They play him forward. He don't get involved in the game. They try and sit him back in. They try and play him in the wide where he played with Juventus, and they don't seem to know how to get the best out of him. And I think that's the difference. I think Pep brings him in. So if one goes out, David Silva goes out, but Bernardo Silva comes in, does exactly the same job, really.
Yeah. It must
It's
be
the same.
great
It's the same with the centre halves, so they know how to play. You know,
He's good with the players, Pep, as well,
Yeah.
isn't he? I think they like him, you know. It's like,
well, I think Pep. If Pep's, you know, like if Walker's fit, he plays.
Yeah, regular.
If Aguero's fit, he plays.
Yeah.
And Fernandinho in midfield, if he's fit, he plays.
Best holding midfielder in the country.
Yeah.
Right now.
So and he's got, you know, and company. If he's fit, he plays. Goalie's fit, he plays.
Yeah.
Rest. he
So
can
what's that?
change
Five
around.
of the
And that's
spine.
I've always been grown up for playing football on that sort of
Basis.
You've got your spine of your team. They, if fit, play.
Yeah.
Rest, you can move around, you can change, you can, you know, Sane can come in and Jesus come in.
How good is he, by the way?
Oh, he looks unbelievable, player.
How good is he?
Looks unbelievable.
His dad's an ex-footballer, international, 50 caps for Senegal, right? And
That
his
don't
mum,
count, does it? Does that count?
yeah,
It's
well,
like Northern Ireland count.
not like your England cats, are they? Your cats count as double.
Double?
That's what you said that to us.
It's more than double.
You said that to Lowy. Don't count, does it?
Don't count them.
You know, and his mum's a Olympian gymnast. So you can see the boy's balance. He's always, it's
his
unbelievable.
balance and pace.
And the flips, the little flips and the thing on the beam. It's brilliant.
And people try and kick him, and people try and bar, and he just
rides it.
Balance is
Yeah.
brilliant. I mean, he's going to be some player.
And he's got that ability that he can just, like Thierry Henry had it. He's just from a standstill, he just boom, and he's
Away.
gone. And he stops just as quick.
But he just sometimes he just looks like he's
Like a cat.
he's, you
Like
know,
a cat,
so
yeah.
I'm not really, you know,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, bang, he's away and he's gone, and
Yeah.
Looks effortless. Like,
Yeah,
he
he's
played
great.
against Bellerin, who's probably one of the quickest players in the
Bellerin's
division.
super quick, and he just left him for dead.
Honestly, it's like men v boys. Just I can take you on any time I want to take
Anytime.
you on. I'll take you on. And they've got some fantastic players, but I think he knows the players that he wants. And I keep going back to, he buys good players.
Yeah.
Whatever they cost him,
He buys good players.
he knows the players he wants, and he'll buy them.
And more importantly, Ledge, he buys players that he knows will fit into his system. And I don't think Pep will buy a player knowing that I haven't spoken to you and I don't know what you're
If
about.
Man United, a great player comes up like Alexis Sanchez, they'll buy him
Because he's Alexis Sanchez.
because it's Alexis Sanchez, not because
fits in.
he'll fit into our team here.
He understands the ethos.
It'd be perfect for us. They don't know where to play him.
No, you're right.
They have not got a clue where to play him.
You are 100% right. And I think you only have to go back and look what Pep's done with the likes of Sane, the likes of Sterling. When Sterling came in, he said, listen, I don't care about what anybody said about him. He's going to be a player for me. And he stuck by him. And guess what? Sterling has become
He's scored
next level
he's scored
for
an
him.
unbelievable amount of goals, Sterling.
And assist as well. So
And he's missed a lot of goals.
he's missed a lot. But again, he's you know, in terms of development, he's on it.
Because he knows where to play him. He knows where he wants to play him, and he's not. You know, so you could easily stick Sterling out on the right wing because he's quick, and just in a 4-4 to leave him out there, he will be half the player. He has to be able to go around, which is what Man City allow him to do. They allow the players to
Break lines.
You couldn't tell me where David Silva plays.
No, you can't. He'll pick up the ball from left back position, then
He
he's
goes
up
all
front
over. As I said, they got their spine. Everybody else seems to go all over the place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes Aguero's out, he's out wide, and
I've never
De
seen
Bruyne-
Aguero do so
De
much.
Bruyne. You wouldn't say De Bruyne as a. You wouldn't say he's a centre midfield player, De Bruyne. You wouldn't say, "Well, God, he's a really good centre midfield," because he's not. Because he crosses more balls in than anybody else I ever known, and he seems to play in the middle. And
how does that happen?
he seems to allow the players, as long as they, which I think is a great thing, as long as they've got their structure of how they play, they have their spine, and if you lose the ball, everyone get back in a hole. Not, you know, sometimes when I play in teams 4-4, right, you get back here, I'll run all the way over there and get back to where I should be. They seem to just get back.
Zone and sort of get back. And
So it
get
doesn't
back
matter
as
if
quick as
David
you
Silva's
can.
here or David Silva's on the left, he's on the right. Doesn't matter, as long as you're back in
And
those
they all
holes.
do it together, don't they?
And then when they have the ball, you all squeeze together. They try and get the ball back quick, because Barcelona used to have
5 seconds rule, isn't it?
the
4
Zane,
seconds,
Zane Groves rule.
It's like being
All over in 5 seconds.
it's like being a general in a battle, really. But you know, like Mourinho, you can't see him being like that and knowing what to do.
I think
he didn't really know about football.
I've always said the 11 best players in the world don't make the best team.
No.
Because you can't squeeze them all.
No, you
And
can't.
that's the thing that Arsenal are having a problem with. You know, the 4 players I mentioned earlier, you know, like Lacazette and Aubameyang and
because Lacazette's not happy being dropped now.
no, they're good, great in a proper team. They'll be great players.
Oh, can you? Yeah.
But you can't play them all because you don't know where to play them.
No. And the system that you're going to play, they may not fit into that because you can't play them all.
But Arsenal just got them because everyone's been saying to Arsene Wenger,
you haven't bought anything.
We need a striker. We need a striker and score goals. I mean, it looks like he's not interested.
Nah.
He might next year he might be a well beater.
Yeah.
But the way they're playing at the moment, the service he's getting, you know, they're not fitting. They're not fitting where. Everyone is known that Arsenal should have had a centre half, a centre midfield player.
We've known that since we lost Tony Adams and Sol Campbell. So I don't know why. I don't know why this has not happened. You can't replace that level of quality with, you know. And I hate slagging off players, but with Mustafi, you just can't do it. And he's a World Cup winner, isn't he?
Yeah,
Germany.
Hey, Mertesacker, World Cup winning captain, isn't he?
Yeah. 500 caps.
500 captain counting.
You know,
I just think you got to buy, as you say, buy the players that fit in your team. Might not be the someone might have a better player, and more worth more money. But if you say Pep seems to go, but he'll fit
I like
really,
him. Yeah,
he'll fit really good in my team, and if I just adjust him a little bit, he'd be really good for us.
Would you like to play under Pep?
Well, I think everybody would at the moment, wouldn't they? But I'd like to play the club. I think
was it like Keegan? Because Keegan was quite a strategist, wasn't he?
Yeah. Well, Keegan was on the strategy.
He's very emotional.
He was kind of holistic, innit? Go out there, do what you want.
Yeah,
emotional.
But similar, because what Keegan used to do is he used to say, "I'll buy good players," and we were very similar. Certainly when I first went to Newcastle, we had the spine of a team, and then we had myself, Gavin Peacock, David Kelly, Lee Clark. You used to just really go, and you used to let us sort of like go where you liked. And the same even when Beardsley was there, because Peter used to drop back. I used to bomb forward, and sometimes I'd play on the left, sometimes I'd play on the right.
Yeah.
So he'd change it around as well.
So he's all over the place, but that was sort of his style.
Yeah, he just used to say that. But his record of buying players are very good. Somebody can't say to me, Keegan bought this player.
He'd buy the right
and he
player.
cost a lot of money, and he's shit.
Well, to be fair, John Bez said that he got you your move. He was sat in that chair last week.
Yeah, but only because I played so well against him. He was a shit left back. That's why he got me my move.
Was he in that chair?
I used to batter him every time I played against him.
It was that chair.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah, it was
you
that
can
chair.
see the marks.
No, but I mean, you look at that, and I just think what Pep's doing with football is just.
I just think there's so much on tactics and instead of just getting players, get a system, a system to play football. Get the players that suit that system and let them play.
Sure.
Because they're good players anyway. You haven't got to change them, and you haven't got to run them, and you got to say, right, okay, go on. What you've just done for that club is why I've paid 50 million quid for you. So just go and play like that.
But why do managers feel like they have to change it?
Because again,
you played under some big managers. Why do they do that?
I think it's an ego thing of actually saying, like,
I made him.
Well, no, it's actually we want that player. Yeah. He's the best player. Our club should have that player.
Sure.
But we actually don't need that player.
No.
That's Arsenal. That's Arsenal all day long.
Yeah.
He's a really, really good player. Like I said, very, very good player. Do they need him?
No.
Well, if you say, no, we need a centre half.
Oh, we need a centre half.
We need someone to replace Xhaka.
Well, why did he
plays
buy
every
him?
week and he's absolutely useless.
Why did he buy him then?
Because guess what? It becomes like, collecting cards. You want it so nobody else gets it. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it is. And that's the sad thing about it. So I just think we have got. It's going to get a lot worse at Arsenal before it gets better.
Well, listen. If what everybody, the majority of Arsenal fans want, if Arsene Wenger goes, certainly the manager that comes in next will look at that club and say, right, okay.
Thierry Henry?
No.
Again,
I just think you're going for the name of Thierry Henry.
Going for the brand, isn't
I don't think he's a great commentator. But Sky have gone for him. I think we've got to give him 5 million quid.
5 million quid a year?
Huh?
I'll be shit for that.
Well, I think Neville and Carragher are very good. I think that, but I'm not sure I'm not sure he'd be the right man to take him forward. If Arsene Wenger had brought him in and he'd been next to Arsene Wenger and been doing really well and the team been different matter, but I think there's been just a chuck.
You know who they need? Graham Souness to go in there and knock a few heads together.
I think he'd be great. I think he'd be great. There's one manager I would like to play with, Graham Souness. Yeah. I think he'd have been.
I think we need someone strong like that.
A very violent man.
Do you reckon Sir Alex
I remember
would-
that tackle. Well, it wasn't a tackle. It was like, you know,
Scotland.
the one
Oh,
into the
God,
thigh, into
Yeah,
the
he's proper, isn't he?
studs.
Yeah, you
old
wouldn't want to
school.
mess with him. I think those days are gone. That man
yeah.
Dead
do
and
that
buried.
now. Yeah, you can't.
Dead
You
and buried.
just can't do that now. I think
can't do it.
It's impossible. I'm just trying to think of somebody that they
Simeone?
would.
Simeone?
Yeah, but
Would he leave Atletico for that? New stadium, big players.
It's got a
money.
huge rebuilding thing to do. Whoever comes in has got to spend £250 million
Easy.
easily to even
Easily.
get that club.
Easily.
That won't get you towards
See,
Man City. That'll get
No, just not even touching the
because you've got
sides.
so many players that haven't performed, not good enough. Now,
Yeah.
you might say you're going to keep half of them and fit them in, but you still, if you try to get rid of Lacazette now, you won't get the money you got.
No chance, no.
What would you get? What, 25 million?
Yeah, you probably get half the money.
Yeah, because they say, well, we're going to take his wages.
It's not good
on that.
business.
No,
No, it's not.
so
It's
I
crap
just think
business.
it's a big rebuilding, and you just wonder who's going to.
He won't get the best players though now. They won't want to go to Arsenal.
Nah.
And that's
I
why
think
he was desperate
Aubameyang
to
is sat
buy.
there thinking to himself, Jesus, Dad, what did we do here? Should have just gone to City, sat on the bench.
Yeah, but he's one that
Yeah.
if they get the players around him,
He'll be a player. No,
he'll be a player. Yeah, he'll score goals.
He'll
But
be a player.
if they don't,
They'll lose him and other players, and they'll just
Yeah. Well, that brings us to the weekend's fixtures. Big one. Man United, Liverpool. Oh, massive
the
game.
old Classico.
Massive game. When you was playing, Ledge, was there any other games like, when you wasn't playing that you really thought, yeah, I'm going to sit, can't wait to sit and watch this one?
nah.
You never thought that at
I hate
all?
watching football.
Really?
No, I don't know. I do now. I like watching teams that are. I think it's because I played in the Newcastle team that was entertaining. You know what I mean, we just went out and played football.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
I just
It's boring for you now, isn't it?
well, it is a little bit, yeah. It is. I've said it many a time. But, would I want to watch Man United, Chelsea? No, I
0-0,
wouldn't.
score a ball.
Exactly. Then it's like chess. They're just.
But
putting
you'd watch
people
Man
in.
City, Liverpool, wouldn't you?
Well, it'd be a great game.
Yeah.
It'd be a great game. Be a fantastic game,
Just
and
change.
and Spurs are good at watch.
Yeah.
And Arsenal used to be. I used to love watching Arsenal play
So did I.
years ago. Used to play great football. And they used to say the only thing they needed was a fox in the box. Well,
We got that Francis Jeffers, didn't we?
yeah.
After right
that
and
went,
left.
that went down well.
That like a lead balloon. Is that one of Arsenal signings?
Probably. Well, yeah. Well, he's been here 100 years, so the last 100 signings. it is.
Right, Man United, Liverpool. Who you going with?
It's a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm going to go for a home win.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's what you're doing?
A draw. 2-2 draw.
Yeah? Okay.
2-2.
Do you know what? I think there'll be goals in that.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of goals.
I see Liverpool sneaking it. I think Liverpool might cause a little upset. Everton, Brighton.
Yeah, I'm not really bothered.
No,
I
no.
don't care.
Another one you don't care.
I think Everton will beat them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Huddersfield, Swansea. It's another ball.
Well, it's a bore, but it's sort of
There's
like
gonna be goals in that one.
It's down
That's
the
gonna
bottom,
be-
isn't it?
yeah.
They're actually exciting.
I think Huddersfield will win.
I like the bottom end. They're
Yeah,
almost
I
the
think-
most exciting games, aren't they?
I
When it
think
gets to the
Huddersfield
end
will
of
At
the
this time this season,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Newcastle, I think.
Newcastle.
They'll beat Southampton. I think
that's a
they
massive
need,
call.
They need a result.
Yeah.
And I
Good
think they'll get it.
at home
West
as well.
Brom,
Yeah.
Leicester.
that?
Leicester will win
Leicester
that.
will win that. They'll
Yeah,
beat
Leicester
them.
will win it.
Yeah. Derby as well, isn't it? That's a derby match, isn't it?
Yeah, ish, and
Ish, yeah.
Well, sort of East
Black
Midlands,
Yeah.
West Midlands.
Chelsea Palace. Chelsea all day now.
Yeah.
At the bridge.
Yeah, Chelsea.
But then you never know, do you? But no, yeah, Chelsea.
That's a good one. Arsenal, Watford.
Sunday.
I think Watford could beat them.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Do
way
you know the
they're
sad
playing.
thing about it,
A
Les?
lot of passion.
I can't even argue.
No,
with
no,
it.
yeah, the way they're playing.
I'm sitting there thinking,
With,
if we come out of that with a draw, that's a good result considering.
Mm.
And that is terrible to think. Arsenal Football Club.
Playing Watford.
yeah, but who's their player? Who's quite a tough guy, the British guy, you know.
Deeney, Troy
Yeah,
Deeney.
he will put his
He's
stamp.
gonna
His,
do-
au-
he's gonna rough
They're
them
a
up.
physically strong
he'll
team.
stamp his authority on the game, won't he? And
Physically
they
strong
won't
Big
like
side
that.
as well, yeah.
They won't like
Big
that,
side.
yeah.
They won't like that. Bournemouth, Spurs, Sunday.
Yeah, Spurs will go there and win.
Yeah, Spurs.
And on Monday Night Football, Stoke City.
Man City are going to win that as well, aren't they? boring, Man City.
Boring.
Boring.
Right, so brings us to my favourite part of the show, Tool of the Week. Where we going, Ledge? You kick us off.
Well, you know what? I'm just. It's going to be obvious, but I'm just going to go for Arsenal.
Yeah.
You usually do it. You've done it
Yeah,
over the years.
yeah.
I've never ever done it.
you haven't.
I've
You haven't.
never ever done it.
You
But
haven't.
the performances recently have just been so, and I love the way Arsenal play football. And I think they got some fantastic footballers, but I think the way they've played recently has been so shit. And so I'm giving it to them
And deservedly
and
so.
their manager.
Oh, Oh, you
he's
snuck
getting
him
it
in as well.
Yeah, because I
He's
think it's his
getting it
fault as well
is
as
he?
him. He picks the team, and if he thinks they're not going to give 100% for Arsenal, I don't care who you are, don't play.
Ash, what do you reckon?
Where
are you going?
My tool of the week is, and this is a very dangerous tool of the week. I'm dicing with death, endangering my life and yours.
Why mine? Wait a minute. Why mine?
Well, and all of ours. President Putin is
Oh,
my
now I
tool of the week
understand.
because he's come over here, sent me over, mustard gassing our double agents. Although we don't know that.
Allegedly.
Well, allegedly, exactly. I mean, that'll make him even more angry if it wasn't him. Then we're even more danger. But so anyway,
Putin.
Him, Putin.
Wow. Big call, Ash.
Ash.
Nothing to do with me or Ed.
Well, you know,
Ash Gould. That was
Gould.
it. Yeah.
Wasn't me. Wasn't me.
I think my tool of the week has to go to Cesc Fabregas for just standing there and watching David Silva and the young lad at City left back just have the ball for like 10 seconds and just standing there admiring them.
Excellent. Also give it to Ricky Grover because pretending he can write.
And Zane Groves.
No one believes that. No one believes that.
Being on holiday.
And Zane grows for his speedos he wears on holiday.
Well, he's not just on holiday. He wears them here for some reason.
He's got some great club with that
He
guy.
gets his use out of his speedos, don't you worry
Oh,
about that.
yeah.
Crotchless speedos as well.
On that note,
Yeah.
guys, thank you very much. Another great show. Don't forget to catch us on all the usual platforms.
Outlets. All good outlets and bad outlets.
Yeah, all good ones and some bad ones. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.